give a shout out to Politically Street, man. That's one of the coldest names you can have. Because we out here in these streets, but these politics is trickling down, so it's all intertwined, man. So we got to figure out how to work it the way we work. So shout out to Politically Street.
All right, peace and blessings, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Politically Street. I'm your community ambassador, Mr. Robin J. Anderson. I'm going to give my disclaimer first, and we're going to jump right in. But so,
disclaimers. Okay.
Yeah. My disclaimer is that Politically Street is now a politically endorsing podcast. We're here for information purposes only. We're also here to spotlight people who are doing outstanding things in our community, along with business owners. You know, so with that being said,
Are we interviewing the outstanding person today?
Yes, of course. Yeah.
Who's coming?
You. I have Miss Coyo Alexander with Redbone Media, y'all. So hey, y'all, let me give you a little background about Miss Alexander and I. We met through a mutual friend, Miss Valencia Lee. Shout out to Miss Valencia Lee.
Yes.
She, I'm trying to remember if it was the flyer first. She did my flyer for my campaign. She did that for me, and if I wouldn't have had that flyer, I wouldn't probably have even had any kind of literature out front. You know what I mean? So first off, I appreciate you. You know what I mean? So
I'm in the business of being a blessing to others.
Yeah. She blessed me too, man. Then you came on my campaign and took some of the first pictures. Block walk with me at that too. You know what I mean? So
I did.
Yeah, man.
I remember that.
So you came out there, man. But that's how you and I were acquainted by a mutual friend, Miss Valencia Lee. You know. So, but let me back up. I want people to know who Miss Coyo is and whatnot, and then we're gonna go into Redbone Media. All right. So, where are you from? Where'd you grow up?
I grew up in Houston.
Mm-hmm. What side?
South of town.
Mm-hmm.
All right. It's a interesting story because I always lived on the north side, like Tidwell, Homestead area.
Mm-hmm.
But I would say I grew up on the south side though, because we were always on the south side. I went to south side school and all of that. So I always had like a perfect mix of both sides of town, because you know how it is in Houston.
Oh, man,
with the north side and the south side.
It's like an invisible place.
Yeah, so I always have had to explain that to people, like, where you from? It's like, yeah, I got both of it. You know, I got both sides in me. I got a nice mix, and I think it's really a blessing to have that nice little even mixture.
Okay.
That's the things about both.
So you said you attended high school on the south side.
I went to J.J. Rhodes in Sunnyside. Went to Persian Middle School, South Side, Braeswood. I went to Madison High School in Hiram Clark.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. All right. So when you graduated out of high school, where did Miss Coyo land then?
Well, first of all, I was very successful in high school as a student. The success that I had in high school actually led me to academic scholarships at Texas A&M.
Wow.
So once I was able to graduate, that was my next step going to college. Yeah.
So you said you attended Texas A&M, and it wasn't on a scholarship of basketball?
No. A lot of people thought that I played basketball, because I played basketball in school and I was really good. But I think once a friend of mine that was like a year ahead of me, she ended up going to A&M and playing basketball, and she used to just tell me about the things that they would do, and it just didn't sound fun to me. It sounded too much like work, and it's not that I minded the work, it was just that I didn't have any dreams to take it further than college, so I just didn't feel like I needed to be working that hard towards something that I really wouldn't pursue any further than that. So yeah, I was just like, yeah, basketball in college is not for me.
Gotcha. Okay.
And so what happened? So yeah, you know, it was time to take the next step. I knew my parents didn't really have the money. I got 4 brothers and sisters, so I knew that they didn't have the money to just send me to college. So you know, I just started filling out applications and stuff, and I had good grades, and I was able to fund my way to college.
That's what's up. That's rare too, you know.
It is. I graduated with $10,000, less than $10,000 of college debt.
Wow.
Which is pretty unheard of.
It is. It is.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
But you know what? I thought about something too. I met you vicariously before I met you through Valencia. she was telling me about a magazine that you guys were a part of.
Yeah.
And Valencia was supposed to have been interviewing me because I had a business back in the day. We were supposed to be, but anyway, but never came to fruition. But I remember seeing you in pictures, you know what I mean? So I knew, you know, I guess eventually our paths would cross and whatnot.
Right,
so,
right.
But so tell me about your experience in A&M. I know Ms. Valencia had her tenure there and whatnot.
I mean, it's just so much to talk about, so it's too much. But I mean, overall, I went there for you know, business. I went to business school, and I just always knew I wanted to run my own business some way, somehow. I mean, I did that, and I mean, A&M was good. It taught me a lot. But you know, this is the one thing. This is the one thing that I learned from being at A&M was to go into business for myself.
Check.
Because the whole time I was there in business school, you know, they would always have different people from all these different big, huge companies coming. But I just always noticed that the richest people always had their own businesses. And so out of all the stuff that I learned, business lingo and accounting and statistics and all of that stuff, the main thing that I learned was to go into business for myself. So like, being at A&M taught me that. It taught me a lot because I didn't come from an environment where people were, you know, business owners like that. So that's what it definitely taught me. Yeah.
That's perfect. I like how you segued that. So when did you get the desire to get into film?
I didn't really always have that desire. It just kind of, you know, I just let things work out how they work. That's just my personality. I just let things flow and you know, manifest. You know, I've learned over time to kind of focus my thoughts to where I get exactly what I want versus just kind of letting things happen. But anyway, with the FY Houston, we were doing you know, the interviews, the articles and stuff like that, but people wasn't reading it. people weren't reading the articles, and I was writing a lot of them, and I'm a good writer when it comes to stuff like that, and it's not that it hurt my feelings or nothing. It's just that, you know, once you see that a certain business model isn't working, you got to adapt and change and do what the people are doing. So at that time, people wasn't reading. We was getting in. That's when not Facebook, but I would say
Instagram was kind of.
Yeah, I wasn't even on Instagram, but anyway, it was social media was like still really running and starting to get some headway, and so YouTube, I think that's what it was. YouTube was starting to come out, and or at least gain some traction, get way more powerful. And so just noticed that people wanted to see videos, just shorter clips, videos and stuff. And so that's what kind of got me into doing video camera. I bought me a camera and we started doing video interviews. And then after that, I just wanted to get better at being behind the camera. So that's what made me enroll into film school. And you know, going through film school, one of our projects was the final project to graduate was to create a short film, and so that's where Crank came from.
Gotcha.
But I knew I wanted to take Crank to a way different level than just school. So, yeah.
So I'm not gonna lie, I like Crank, man, and it's a part 2 as well as a sequel to it, right?
Yes, in the works.
In the works, I got you. Okay, all right. So if you need a stunt double to kind of shoot somebody or something, just let me know. You know what I mean? So, right. So I saw last year. Well, we all know what happened to George Floyd, God rest his soul. I have my own personal opinions, but that's another story. But I saw that you were ground zero. You know what made you want to go out there and document what was going on? I mean, I know it's a no-brainer for some people, but to me, I want to get your take on it. What made you want to put yourself in that position to put that out there? You know what I mean? Yeah,
like you said, you put the nail on here. It was really a no-brainer to me, but I really wasn't out there to do that. I was at my friend's restaurant, Island 1515, like eating and drinking. I think I was working that day. So I was off. I was just eating, you know, chilling, and then I see all these people running down the street protesting. So I was just like, this is the kind of stuff that you gotta capture. So I just went out there with my camera and I recorded it, and I just put together a cool little video just to document that time and the emotions of that time.
Man, and the emotions were so high, man. I was talking to a gentleman yesterday. His name was Mr. Gaylord Gill, and we came up with something. Well, in my mind, like to me, protesting is fine. It's fine. But what were the demands afterwards? You know, like everything kind of like went like silent after that. You know, 'cause we had COVID, and then you know some other things started happening. The chat with Bozeman, so it's like it was a distraction. Like what that energy we put it out there, what's going to happen now?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so, but I don't know. It was mainly what I seen was mainly like you know millennials, not too many generations. There was some Generation X out there, but
Yeah, you said something. You did make a point. It's a lot of unfocused energy,
mm-hmm.
and it's just being wasted because it's so unfocused.
Right.
And so to that point, I was out there recording, but I was just like, what is going on here?
Mm-hmm.
Like y'all, I mean, what I saw and what I caught on camera were tons of cops
Mm-hmm.
ready for whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't really feel like, I mean, I'm looking at the cops too, and I'm just saying like, man, you don't know. I don't know these people personally, so you know, you don't know how these people really feel about the movement. You probably got a cop that's standing there that's pissed off about George Floyd, but he's there because he got to do his job. You know what I'm saying? You got some people that don't really care. You got some people that are for what the cop did to George, that you know, or for that. And so it's just so many different emotions. So I was just paying attention to that, just watching the cops try to handle all these emotional people, because everybody that was protesting was just super emotional.
Very much so.
Just, you know, the way that they were talking. I captured a lot. That was what I really wanted to express in the video that I did, which is on my Instagram, at Redbone Media.
That was a small plug. I was giving
I mean, how else they gonna know where to find it?
No, I mean, I was going to do that toward the end, but anyway.
Yeah, to know what we're talking about. But they can watch while we talking, so they can feel what I'm talking about. Anyway,
you
but and so you know, the women that were really emotional, the men that were, but it was just a lot of screaming and yelling. It got to the point where the cops were just like, "All right, time to move along." And they moved it along on to the other spot. So, like you said, like what are we accomplishing?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I understand where the emotions and things come from, but like I said, you just got to be more. I think that it would be better if we started to be more focused about our energies and what we're putting our time into.
I agree. And I heard some backstories about the whole movement, that this was a Black Lives Matter, like I want to say it's in the correct way, because I want to, ostracize the group, but it was basically a marketing ploy to say, hey, look, we involved in this, that, and they started the whole movement, but there was no demands behind it. You know what I mean? It was like it was a ploy to say we out front type of thing. You know what I mean? And so I was like, at first I didn't want to believe it, but when I started seeing what was happening, it made sense.
I think it's a matter of also like, because I think that when you understand your emotions, you're able to handle them better. So what I saw at the protest was, you know, just people emotional and not knowing what to do with them and expressing them in the most base way you can, which is like anger, frustration, crying, you know. But I think that when you understand it, like, it's okay to feel those emotions, because we all do. But like I said, you have to channel that and put it into a productive place. Anger and frustration isn't always productive unless you are aware of that anger and frustration, and you channel that energy into something that's productive. And so I think that if we were able to understand that concept and master it, then we probably would get better results in the future.
So to piggyback on that, well, not piggyback, but you are I'm gonna say you're a trailblazer, and the reason why I say that is because you are tapped into what Houston calls as a black market.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So
definitely.
I think what happened with the whole George Floyd thing actually helped the black market, because now when even though it's not out front, but people are still there, they're putting their energy into these businesses now and helping to, I guess to keep the movement going in a sense, you know what I mean? Because all movements are all economic based. I don't care what nobody say. You know what I mean? And so the black market. Tell me about how you got involved and how's it going now?
The Houston black market.
Houston black market.
Okay, black market Houston. Because I mean, there's just a few, so I just wanted to specify. Black market Houston. That's at the Buffalo Soldiers Museum every first Friday and second Saturday of every single month. I got involved through my friend J.O., who is the founder of black market, and you know, we've had relationships and we've done business before, and that's pretty much how I got involved. He was just doing something great. I came, I shopped, I loved it, you know, and I've been going ever since. Right. Yeah, that's how I got involved into it. Like you said, that focused energy. I think that a good way to focus our frustrations and angers is by pouring into these black businesses, so that we can create more solid and financially stable and free individuals, so that we can start to make bigger changes in finance, politics, the community, you name it. But we, like you said, economic power is what we need, and so we got to pour into these businesses, and I make sure that I make a conscious effort of that.
Yeah, I've seen that, man. So I've been meaning to get out there. I just hadn't made the time, but I'm coming, you know, so just look, FYI. In my personal opinion, because I'm kind of want to piggyback on what you said, I think that integration was the best and worst thing ever happened to our people. And when I say that is because integration, we started taking the money out of the neighborhood stores and our incubators for our money, and start putting it elsewhere, and you know, giving them our economic base. You know what I mean? And so, but I commend, say his name is J.O., what he's doing, and
J.O. Malone.
J.O. Malone.
Shout out to J.O.
Shout out to J.O. Man, we gotta have him on. And what he's doing with the black market, you know. So I definitely want to come in and support. You know, I'm doing some retail therapy right now. So I'm trying to go in there and spend all my money. You see where my money going, you know.
You know, that's the best place to, like, I don't feel guilty when I go to the black market and blow my money. I don't. Okay. You know, I've been other places where I bought stuff and spent crazy money. I bought a pair of Jordans like that. I spent $200 on them Jordans. I didn't even really like them like that. I was like, wow, why did I do that? But $200 with a black business, I don't even care if I don't really like it. But you know what I'm saying? Like, I help some, you know, I know what the meaning behind that action is. So like, yeah, I don't mind. Go over there and blow it back.
Yeah.
You'll be glad that you did.
I'm coming, y'all. I'm coming, y'all. Just hold tight, you know what I mean? So, so what other projects do you have going on besides Crank the Sequel? Well, you know what? Y'all, hey man, she's being modest, but she's gotten awards. Tell me about the awards you've been getting, man. Cause I mean, I sent my claps and stuff on Instagram and stuff, man. But I want to give you your flowers, but I'm proud of you, man. Keep pushing. So tell everybody what you.
But you know, those are not my flowers. Those flowers are for everybody who's involved. The person who created the idea, my friend Dakari Henderson, with 3D Productions, he called me on to direct a film called America, which we shot, I want to say the weekend before the shutdown, right before the shutdown. We shot it, and you know, ever since then, and it was also, I would say, like a racially charged film because it deals with violence and cops and killing of innocent people and all of the emotions that go with that. And then boom, George Floyd.
Wow.
You know, so it's crazy how stuff happens, man. But anyway, fast forward to us, you know, submitting our films to these different festivals. You know, some people liked it, and we got some awards for it. We got Best Director in one. We got Best Drama Film. We got Honorable Mention in one. We got Best Film in a Civil Rights themed category. I think what I was most proud about is that these were in places like New York, London, Rome. Wow. I want to say Spain. So just the fact that it's getting out to people, you know, internationally, worldwide. I'm most proud of that.
Wow, yes. I didn't know all that, y'all. I knew it got out there, but not to that extent, you know what I mean? So I'm proud of you, just proud to see the work you're doing and seeing how you manifesting it and stuff like that. So yeah. But anyway, let's say, but what else you got going on?
Well, right now I'm just focused on building my videography business. That's the main thing. I've been pretty busy with doing that. And outside of that, I would like to do at least 1 to 2 films a year. That'll be the goal. But I'm taking my time with it, not rushing it. Just really focusing on building a professional, quality, black-owned business, because that's important to me. So I'm not going to you know, be distracted. I gotta focus my energy.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where I'm at with it right now.
Gotcha. You and I, we talked to Karen before about Tyler Perry and how, you know, that how the filming industry is kind of like, what's the word? Basically, for Houston to be the city that it is, the biggest, one of the largest cities in America, that we don't have that type of, I guess that platform for people. Yeah, right. There we go. So when you say can you explain why?
I mean, things take time, and what I'm learning every single day is that I need to slow down and just enjoy the journey. Like, so many people see other people at level 10, right? And you see all of the rewards that are had at level 10, which makes you want to hurry up and get to level 10, but you can't do that.
Right.
You gotta go from step 1
right
till you get to 10. And so that's where I'm at with it, like taking it step by step and being thorough until we are able to really build a solid infrastructure. Because I know that you know that a lot of times when you go from 0 to 10 like that, you're right back at 0. Very, very fast. And that's definitely not something that I'm interested in doing. And so we just gonna take it step by step. So I know that it's coming. Like, man, Houston, look at Houston.
Yeah.
Like, Houston is just growing. Like,
it is.
It's grown from when I graduated high school, college. Like, it's continuously growing. And so I'm focused on Houston in 20 years. You know. Like,
wow.
What about that? Let's see what the infrastructure is like in 20 years. I'm not worried about right now.
Right. Wow, that's powerful to have that mindset, to even think that far ahead, but to be, I guess, in that flow, to flow with that change, you know what I mean? Right. So that's a lot of folks don't chime into that, so I commend you, I really do.
Yeah, I will say this. That's one thing that that's a lesson I've been learning recently, just about business and longevity. Is you know, people want to be. I was just thinking about like Walmart. You know, Walmart is able to lose customers because they're huge. But Walmart is like what? If it's not 100 years old, it's very close to it.
Somewhere.
That's an old company.
It is.
Right?
All brand, yeah.
You know, so Walmart had to build for years, decades, up to where they can afford to just lose customers and have 20 dang lanes and only 3 people working. Right. But you know, they're able to lose that. Why? Because they've been able to build up to this massive company to where it ain't hurting them no more. They ain't hurting them that bad, right? But these smaller businesses, and when you starting out, those things matter, you know. And so, the lesson that I've been learning is to focus on, even though I would love to reap the benefits of what Walmart reaps today with the really customers, I can't do that. I have to provide excellent customer service, and I got to go above and beyond because I have a new business, right? And so I'm building up to be able to get there, right? And so I think that one thing that I just noticed was that I think that a lot of business owners got that big business mentality when they're not in big business yet. And so I've seen what that does. You know what I'm saying? What those types of attitudes can do in business, because I studied business, you know? So anyway, that's what I learned. Is like, man, I'm going to be able to just, you know, I got to start small. I'm in year 2 of my business right now. Yeah. I started Redbone Media in 2019 officially.
God, okay.
Yeah, officially 2019.
Okay, you move like a vet though, man. You know,
yeah, but you know, just being in my first year, you know, I know that it's a lot of things that I have to do. I got to go above and beyond. I got to be excellent, beyond excellent, and build these relationships and provide that type of customer service and value to my customers, to where I can build myself up to that Walmart. And so that segues into that film industry too. Like, I'm okay with taking baby steps and taking it 1 year at a time, 1 month at a time, 1 client at a time, until, like I said, 20 years from now, we're going to see where we at.
That's what's up. Yeah. So I don't know how it's going to end, but God willing, you got to put it out there, because God is in control. But however I can help, I definitely want to help put you out there, man. 'Cause I believe in what you're doing.
Appreciate you.
No, I appreciate you. I say, because you've sowed a seed, man. You actually, believe it or not, this podcast is based off of some of your advice. You know what I mean? So I appreciate you, man.
Oh, let's talk about that. Give me some. What advice did I give you?
Well, so
What did I say?
I consulted with you as far as it's just the equipment in itself. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Just to
yeah.
kind of know where to start at, this and that. And so
Okay.
I was trying to really be at level 20 by having like 5 different cameras, and you know what I mean. But you're like, hey, Rob, you got to start where you are. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And so that's why I'm back down to 1 camera, couple microphones, some lights, and here we are. You know what I mean? So I appreciate that.
Because at the end of the day, it's about the content and the quality that you provide to people. People don't care if you standing in front of a white wall with your cell phone.
Right.
Like, it's about what you're saying
Right,
at
check.
the end of the day. That's
Check.
why it's about providing that value. And if you provide value and build those relationships with people, it don't matter. They rock with you.
Right,
you
check,
know, so
check,
that's
right,
what they
okay, wow. You are in the, I guess, the millennial generation?
Yeah,
All
for
right.
sure.
So, because we're gonna.
I'm Generation X. Don't be giving. No,
You just not just gonna come on here and Jimmy, my Generation X, man. You know, we in between we the link between the baby boomers and y'all.
What's the one after us? Why?
Exactly. Like why
That's
did that?
Gen-
Yeah, let's say why you. Yes.
No, seriously though. It's,
No, it is Generation
yeah,
Y.
okay.
Generation Y. They
That's
call it
funny.
the Y generation, but they always asking why this, why that, why.
Okay.
But anyway, what kind of advice would you give to a millennial out there that's saying, hey, because you've already dropped a bunch of dimes already, but
Have I? I'm
yeah,
just
you
really-
have.
Okay.
Yeah, no, you have. You dropped a bunch of jewels, but a person wanted to get started in acting or whatever it is, what would you give them for the advice to get out there and to find a Redbone Media, or for Redbone Media to see them? What would you give them? What kind of advice?
Man, the world is so busy. What I learned is that, you want people to see you, but you gotta make yourself known. And then people will see you. You gotta make yourself known. People don't it's not a lot of people that just out here searching.
That's true.
Like they just happen to see something pops up. So you have to be that something that just runs across and is intriguing or provides that value to where now you have their attention. So anyway, the advice I would give to somebody that's acting right now is to use your cell phone if that's what you got, and record yourself doing something. Like a skit, 1 minute, 30 seconds. Record yourself acting anything out. Recreate your favorite scene out of a movie and post it. And continue to do that all the time. Because what will happen, if you're serious about your craft, you're just going to keep doing that. And you're going to continue to find yourself in positions to where you can continue to do that. And so, for example, you keep doing those, maybe you finally do run across. Or that person does run across your page and says, man, I want them in my movie.
Right, check.
But I will also say, don't depend on that though. Don't depend on somebody to just pick you up and take you to stardom, because that's not how it works. If you're serious about acting, you would do those things, put yourself on camera, but you will also get on the internet, which is very accessible to all of us, and type in acting gigs in my city, and you will find all of these resources, and you put your profile on there, and you start to take headshots. That's why if you're serious about it, the more you get into it, the more you learn what you need to do to be successful. So it's just, if you're serious, everything is gonna come to you.
Yeah, wow. Manifested. So with that being said, Ms. Alexander, can you give everybody your Instagram, whatever, how they can get a hold of you, or even your
You
platform?
can't get a hold. No, I just can't. You can find me at Redbone Media on Instagram. Coyo Alexander. Coyo Alexander. COYO. And that's on everything. You can follow me on everything at Coyo Alexander or Redbone Media.
Gotcha. All right. I also want to give my little plug as well. I'm on YouTube, so make sure and subscribe, y'all. I'm at a high 15. Let's get up to 100 by the end of this week. You know what I mean? But Politically Street on YouTube, on Instagram, I'm Robin_J_Anderson. Facebook is Politically Street. So hey, y'all make sure and go support Redbone Media and Politically Street. So that being said, that's another edition, y'all. I'll see y'all next time. Peace.